everybody, and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to this very special one-shot titled Marlais' Rest. This is a continuation of a game that we have done previously called the Marlais Wreck. If you'd like to go watch that, you can. It is on our YouTube. To search it up and you will find it. It'll probably be in its own little playlist with this as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works, but the Kobolds will work it out. My name is Josh, I use he, him pronouns, and I shall be your game master for tonight. And as you can see, I am joined by a lot of returning players and their characters. I'm going to let them all introduce themselves right this second, starting off with Tom.
Hello, my name's Tom, I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Captain Marlais Galliot of the wrecked Marlais. Yes, I was named after the ship. It's tradition. In the last episode, Marlais got paid for some work and also got paid for some work, and now has a crew of his fine captains-to-be, a bunch of orphans, and a three-legged dog. So I'm sure a captain without a ship is still respected and held in high esteem. Everything's fine. I have a lot of pistols on my body at the moment. It's fine.
Oh, there are so many things I could say to that, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to move over to Nat.
Hey, I'm Nat. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Hogarth, who uses he, him pronouns, and Hogarth is the ship's rigger. I'm not going to carry on the voice just a moment. He's the ship's rigger. He is mostly in charge of climbing up and down the sails and hanging off the rigging and looking off into the distance. Occasionally plays a song, mostly does fighting. Sometimes is very, very big, which is how we managed to save so many orphans, because they were all hanging on to his biceps. Yeah, he's mostly concerned with saving those orphans.
Wasn't Hogarth's main sort of achievement them hanging off of his pecs, because his pecs were
biceps.
huge? Was it the biceps?
The biceps, yeah.
It's got to be a different game I'm thinking of where a character had absolutely humongous pectorals. And was
he does have those.
It's probably this
Climbs
game.
the rigging with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did say that, yes.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
I think it's more appropriate for the orphans to be clinging onto his biceps, though.
Yes, definitely.
Extra orphans, yeah.
No, that's
Sort of
where the puppy was held.
Yes.
Excuse me, I saved that puppy.
You did save the puppy.
And
You
what
did.
were you carrying in your bicep? What was there? You're like, oh,
Love.
love, I've got a cat. You're like, okay, ship's cat, I guess.
Oh no, so many pets on this ship. We're going to move on to the person who's going to hopefully be adding more paint to their face as the night continues like last time. Talia.
Hi, my name is Talia, she, her, and I am playing. My name is Izzy, and I'm here for the boat. My wife has gone missing. She's the sea. She's amazing, but she got scared, so I need to get her back. And the ship has crashed, and I am very upset about that. Also, there's so many children, which means extra hands for hammers. Yeah.
Hands for hammers.
That
Hands
is
Hands are for hammers.
not terrifying at all.
Oh no, you can
Seems
trust
very
every
okay.
Yeah, every single one of us is completely level and trustworthy. We're pirates.
Trustworthy Tempest cleric for my wife, and a bit of a rogue. I like to steal fun things. I'm also a lizard. What's a lizard? Why am I still talking about things?
Pat on the
Who
shoulder
is this
there.
person we're paying attention to?
Name, I guess it's over to you.
Evie, go!
Izzy, please stop poking me. Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Nim, who also uses she, her pronouns, who is a wyvern blood dragonkin storm sorcerer who communes with the winds and collects money and navigation maps. And now, children. The children are being added to my horde, so if anyone touches them, I'm gonna be mad. Yeah. That's where we're at. Everything's fine.
It's fun.
Got to catch them all?
And we have. Look at the certain number of orphans that we have. And one dog, and now possibly a cat.
I think we established the amount last time was an unreasonable amount of orphans. It was something like 40, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
over
like
a school
stupid.
classroom.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of them. There is a there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot.
In the
And
official records.
I have named exactly 2 of them.
Yeah.
Before we get into tonight's session, we have a couple of sponsors and supporters that we'd like to thank. Our sponsor for tonight is Phoenix Dice. They make some amazing clickety-clack math rocks, including some limited edition roll-together dice, which you can find at phoenixdice.com. And if you put the code roll-together, all caps, at checkout, you can get 25% off of your purchase. We are also proud to support and be supported by Bearded Ladies. Ed and G, Roll Together veterans, have made a really awesome clothing line and do kind of like a podcasty conversation type thing on their socials. So go follow those in the description below. Sorry, I had to take a deep breath then. We are also proud to be supported by and support Michael Dobson's character art for our Aeodrun Awakening campaign. Mike has done all of the absolutely amazing character art you can see on that when we stream on Twitch or on YouTube. And if you'd like to see your own character designed in that type of art, you can go to Mike's Instagram page and request commissions. Massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as 1 of your local currency per month, or 1 goat, which must be sent to Tom for no die park reasons. And with that, I think we are going to jump into tonight's piratey adventure. Our story takes place exactly about a week after the events of the Marlais wreck. During a Marlais wreck, our group came to the town of Merkstead, having completed a mission for a much younger dwarven gentleman named Solomon. They got paid for doing that. They got to meet the mayor, Kimdak, who told them that there is a invasion of creatures known as ratlings coming that are sort of sweeping over the continent like a plague. That happened, and the group managed to get away with a bunch of orphan children. Solomon and Kimdak both asked for them to take the children up to the town of Grimport, which is to the far north, drop them off there, then come back. Hopefully the town will still be there after the I was about to say the vermin, after the ratlins sort of swarmed over it, and then they would get paid a large amount of gold, hopefully. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There was some issues with some storms because we're on the storm coast, and the ship ended up getting shipwrecked on a small island, which is where this game is going to start. You have all kind of, like I said, been shipwrecked. There are children all over the place. They're sort of running around screaming and crying, and there is one child in particular who is dwarven in ancestry, tanned olive skin, short black hair. This is Valak Cameron, who is the son of Kimdak. He had gotten on the ship with you at the behest of his mother, who you will watch die. And he's just trying to calm everybody down, standing right next to Marlais and trying to calm everybody down. Before we get into the actual session, I think it might be a good idea for new-time viewers to get a sort of look or description of what your characters look like. So I'm going to start with Tom, being as I just name-dropped Marlais.
We are starting pretty much as the wreck has happened.
Yeah, the ship is pretty much just wrecked, and the children are sort of running around the beach like...
Okay, so standing at the helm, pretty so battered and bruised, he pretty much just impacted into the wheel as they went ashore, is a water elf. He's about 5'7", light bluish skin, sort of quite dark blue hair in a braid down his back. For those who are watching, wearing a similar hat as Tom is, which is like a tricorn. He's in a long blue naval coat, high boots.
Which for podcast listeners, Tom is not wearing, which I'm very disappointed in.
I will have to go get myself a fine naval coat when we are, so it's there's different levels of cosplay here. If we ever do a live show, do I have to paint myself blue? I don't know. Yes, Marlais is kind of going into shock a bit. First of all, because he's just crashed himself in the chest. Second of all, he's like, shit, I've crashed the ship. This is the only thing I've got. But is in the process of, I think, actually sort of like, he's in panic mode, and then instantly sort of looks down at the dwarf and goes, Valak, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay, you've been recruited. We need to basically stop the children from screaming and make sure no one falls overboard.
That's what I'm trying to do, but they're not listening.
Right, okay. And so for the rest of the crew, as they hear as a gun is pulled and fired into the air, and he's going, everyone, focus on me, I am your captain! As the camera can now pan over to someone else, as he's like, oh my god, is the captain going to shoot a child? I hope not.
As you fire the gun in the air, about 6 or 7, maybe 10 of the children jump up onto our next figure and start hanging off of their arm. Nat.
Hello. So Hogarth is an orc. He's a red-skinned orc with black shoulder-length hair, big bushy eyebrows. And we mentioned it before. He has a very, very broad chest. And he's wearing scraps of a shirt that are just sort of, it's very low cut as well, just so you can appreciate the quantity of chest that is in play here. And he does have like an armored gauntlet along one arm, very tight trousers. And it's probably already about 7-8 foot tall. I can't remember how tall orcs are in your version of orcs, Josh.
About 6, it can be 6 to 7 foot.
7 foot then. A mere 7 foot. But as everyone knows, he can go even taller. I think what would have been happening, is it currently raining still now?
Yes, there is still a bit of a gale blowing, but you've noticed that where you've crashed, the island that you're on, it sort of goes upwards, almost like a slope / mountainside. You're in sort of like the bay area, and you're protected from the wind. You're still getting blown about a little bit, but there is a windshield that this island is causing.
Can do. I think what happened though when we crashed is that because all of the kids would have been told to hang on to stuff and tie onto ropes and things. But it's very hard for a puppy to do that. And we do have Romulus, the 3-legged puppy, on board with a little peg leg. So I think as we were coming into crash, Hogarth, who was on the rigging, would have cut a rope so he could heroically swing down and scoop up Romulus. So just in the moments before the gunshot has been just kind of swinging. You never think of the after swing, right? There's always the first heroic swing, across, but it always goes off camera and you never see where it goes. But if there's nothing to land on, then you just kind of keep going around. So he's been just doing a bit of a Tarzan, holding a little 3-legged puppy, and then has managed to sort of climb down as the wind has allowed him to, and has sort of staggered and scooped children as he's been going to just kind of squat down and huddle with as many of them as possible. It's gonna be okay. It's all right, everyone. Stay here. Stay strong.
They all just jump on you for protection. As we move over to Izzy, Tanya.
Izzy is currently on the draft of the ship, which is it's a sticky out bit that's right at the bottom of the hull. So she's currently there underwater, upside down, sitting on the bottom of the ship, fashioning a tiny little shrine to their wife, Venvia, who is the guardian of the sea and also water-related things, and got very scared by the oncoming plague of rattlings and what was sending them. So it's currently ignoring anything that Marlais is doing and is patching up their little shrine, going, Envia, are you okay? I got some fish for you, and I hope you're okay. I love you. That's just on their own. Izzy is essentially like a marine iguana. So kind of like tiny and slightly stocky. Just barely hitting 5 foot. Kind of like little frills, blue and green scales everywhere. Hair kind of like I haven't worked out if it's hair or just seaweed they've decided is hair, but there's also definitely a spike situation going on.
Why not both?
I think it's both. I think that they've got the marine iguana spikes, and then they've also fashioned kelp as hair because they think it looks cool. And it's just floating in the water as they are, completely ignoring anything else. Like, fixing the ship isn't working. Everyone else is just being strange, so I am very focused on my wife.
That's fair.
Concerning. As one of my right-hand people has disappeared. I'm just like, oh god, they can swim, they're fine.
And then finally, we're going to get a description of Evie's character.
Okay, so Nim, as I said in the intro, is a wyvern blood dragonkin, so kind of humanoid, with quite soft features, about 6'3", with white horns that kind of go back, and piercing icy blue draconic eyes. Skin is kind of pearlescent scales, with silver tattoos around her face and through her limbs, wearing quite a loose linen vest and loose secret pants, and it's actually barefoot as well. Yeah, and I think at the moment she is. I'm looking around and I've gathered 2 small children that I've been like, "Hello, what's your names?"
Hi.
Josh.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. 1 second. I just need to write these down, otherwise I'll forget.
My name is Evie.
My name is T, and my name is my name is Mo, and my name is Frank.
Okay, well, Mo and Frank, I have a very important job for the 3 of us to go and do right now. Can either of you read or count?
Mo puts their hand up. I can read and count. I'm very good at drawing as well.
Don't need that quite yet, but maybe later. Frank?
I can count to 3.
That's good enough. And I take both of their hands and kind of walk them down to the hold, as I want to take inventory of the food, the supplies we have, to kind of get a lay of the land of how long we've got on the ship's resources.
Okay, so you make your way down towards where the hold is. You can see that there is a few cracks in the hull, and there is water that is beginning to feed into it. Not at a dangerous pace. It's not. It's probably just getting up to ankle deep, the water itself, but you can get through it and check over all of the stuff. You'll need to pull all the stuff out anyway if you're planning on using it. Roll me a survival check, please. Sure. I would say.
I will note that as I'm going down, Marlais probably fired the gun and just kind of shoot you a glare, like, not the response.
I realise there's no one here to stop, but I suppose Hoagie might be the one to stop Marlais. Going,
Probably
I will
covered
throw
in
you
children.
overboard.
Yeah, who's currently covered in children, yeah.
Nice shields, you say? No. 18 on survival.
Ooh.
18 on survival. I would then have you roll me a D100, please.
Ooh, excellent. Okay, there we go. 54.
54. You've got enough rations to last you for 22 days.
Cool. At that, I kind of start trying to herd children to take these supplies out of the ship to stop them getting waterlogged.
Yeah. And when I say for 22 days, that's 22 days for the 4 of you.
Oh, that's very different.
We did get given food for the kids, but that was for the trip straight up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Which was going to take a week?
3. It takes 3 weeks to get to Grimport. What I'm saying is that's what's left.
Right.
the rest has gone overboard.
The rest has either gone overboard or has been ruined by water or broken in. The crates have broken and the water, and it's ended up getting water sodden.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, double step to get this out.
I want to say, as this is happening, there is another little group of children that have been led down by a penguin. as Pebble, the bosun, and sees you, Nim, and just goes, "Whack," and then looks at the barrels and just like, "Ah," and then starts. Yeah. So now you have extra children and a penguin.
Excellent. The children love the penguin, I'm guessing.
Yes, they are big, and I think a few of them are like holding on to his wings. He's like, oh. It's almost because he is big. He's like that penguin that at the time of recording has become viral. The little chick who is absolutely huge. It's like Pesto. He's a big boy.
Okay.
During the break, we're gonna look at pictures of Pesto during the break. You too, audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, for Nim, that is easily achievable. Frank, although can't count very high for a child of his size, is quite strong and does sort of drag a few of the smaller crates out. It takes a couple of children to help with the more larger crates, and a lot of the older children are the ones that help lift things out. Mo is there, sort of basically standing next to you and is copying everything you're doing. Pretty much, and it's like counting everything as it leaves, but you're able to get as much of the rations and things out of the ship as possible. You do notice, and Izzy would notice this as well, being sort of knelt in the water around the shrine that is within the wreck of part of the ship. The tide is starting to come in.
Is there a way, is there an easy way off the ship? Does the ship need securing, or is it so wrecked that it's kind of pretty solid? Is like any part of it looking like it might drift away if the tide rises?
The end where Nim is taking the children out, which is the rear end of the ship terminology left my brain the moment I said that.
Aft?
There we go, the aft. Anyway, yes, in the aft area, you can see as the tide is pushing up against it that there is a small section right at the end that is where the rudder would be, that is moving as the tide's coming in. Strong enough current or wave hits that, it was probably going to rip off one of the back end areas of the haft and will probably cause it to sink. But everything else looks like it's pretty much sort of half buried in the thick mud that there is here, or thick sand that there is here. Clay. It's like clay.
Okay. I don't think Hogarth is really the kind of person to be scouting out a potential safe haven on this beach. So I think he's going to help with the carrying, but also any ropes that can be sort of if the anchor's about, trying to grab that and trying to use it to sort of secure the ship onto the beach where possible.
Yeah, simple enough to do. You can move once children decide to stop crying all over you.
Like, okay, no, it's fine. Hey, look, Nim has got a fun game of counting stuff and carrying stuff. Why don't you all go help with that?
They all look towards Marlais, who's pretty much just shouted at everybody.
You heard the rigger. Go. We're going to save the ship. Your ship.
Yeah,
and then we're going to get...
You heard the captain. Let's go help, says Valak.
Look, and it's like, don't like a suck up, but also like saving my ship. Yeah.
Captain, thanks, I feel like, I totally respect your authority here, and
Good.
I feel like sometimes with children, sometimes when you shout at them, it doesn't quite have the effect that you were after. I think sometimes you've got to give them a hug.
Marlais looks at you. You all know enough about it and be like, yeah, he got shouted at. He's been a pirate his entire life. He probably never got hugged as a child, and then just sort of like softens a bit. It's like, yeah, maybe shooting a gun in a bunch of children above some children is it? Anyway,
But I get it though, because this is your ship, right? You're the ship's captain. You're named after the ship. Are all ship's captains named after their... Anyway, so this is a tough day for you, so I appreciate... And I'm just going to scoop you in for a big hug.
Aww.
The noise you make can either be him letting the sob is either, you just crushed me where I got hit by the wheel, or, oh my god, emotional, and then just sort of like pulls away. And like, yeah, again, the tears are because it's raining. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. Again, I keep wanting to, because they're all technically my second in command, because I just gave them, thanks, Hoagie. Yes, the most we can save of the ship, the better. Speaking of, where the devil? We can, alright, I'm also going to, because I've got shape water, I'm a little bit like, if we're cutting forwards a bit, like dragging the water and like hurling it back, just trying to push it back enough while still screaming for Izzy to be like, we need you to come and fix this hole.
If they still haven't reappeared, then Hogarth, who can walk on water because of a ring he has, will sort of do a walk around the ship and kind of try and look through the water.
Right there.
Right in there.
Izzy!
Maria, if you're there, come back. We'll take care of you. It's safe here. Desperately trying to go and just get something back. Like a feeling of warmth, a feeling of cold, any kind of response.
Make me a religion check, please.
Cool. I'm so good, ladies. Okay. Yay. That is a 14.
14. Now, usually when you're currently kneeling in water at the carved shrine that you've made for your wife, Renvir, who is the guardian of the sea siren. Usually when you say any sort of prayer in the water, followed with "I love you," there's normally a reaction, whether it be the water lets a light glow off around your person or it moves in a particular way just so Renvir sort of signifies that they've heard what you've said. You don't get that at the moment. It's odd. She doesn't seem to be communicating with you at the minute.
Does it feel like it's how to say this? Not communicating because like is she out the house and gone, or is she in her room being quiet, asking for some, just processing her feelings?
You're married to her. You were married to her before she became Renvir, the person that took over before Renvir took over her body. You were married to that person. And so you went through the ceremony and all of that sort of stuff. So you have a very strong connection to them. It's basically like the lights on but nobody's home sort of thing. She's there, she's in the sea somewhere, but she's just not replying to you at the minute. Now, usually she'll let off some sort of a message to say, even if it's just like a little... You've seen her before when she's replied to people who have prayed to her and stuff. She'll put her hand in the water and she'll just flicker her fingers, and that's her replying to them. That causes some sort of effect to happen somewhere within the sea. That's how powerful she is. The fact that nothing is happening signals to you straight away that she might be in some sort of distress.
Cool. I come find you here. Come find you. Sees Hoagie kind of walking around and says,
Izzy!
really fast and just like erupting right in front of Hogarth.
Huh.
We have to save my wife.
Okay, can we save the orphans first?
How long does that take?
I don't know, a couple of minutes, I think. Just, we gotta get them and the stuff off the ship.
Okay. And then we save my wife.
Sure. You okay?
Do you know what, answering? But not in a way that sounds like she's busy, in a way that sounds like she's scared.
That doesn't sound good.
Booker's got a guardian.
It's gonna be
Also-
okay. You get scooped up in a big hug as well. This is his trauma response.
Yeah.
Hugging will make it go away.
I am not built for being picked up, and I'm just...
A floppy fish. Come on. I think Romulus has been sort of like tucked down the back of his shirt as well, so there's just like the puppy head over the top of his shoulder.
What type of dog did we say Romulus was?
I think it was mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a mongrel, you know.
I'm very much picturing the dog from Coco.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one
Bit
spirit
scrappy.
dogs.
Yeah, one of those. I don't know what type of breed it is, but very much tongue's constantly stuck out, and it sticks its head round the back of Hogarth and starts trying to lick at Izzy.
Maybe Romulus wants to help too.
I feel that.
Come on, the captain needs you. We'll just sort of walk, holding Izzy like a cat that doesn't want to be held.
I like to think that because me and Nim are down like in the hold sorting it, and then suddenly like it's his head just appears in the hole, and you're like, oh, he's like, found him, and like, all right. I have also very quickly sidelined with Nim and just been like, how bad is it?
It's pretty bad. We don't have much food left. How are my charts, Josh?
Your charts,
And our money.
they're all on the upper decks. The money is all over the place, and as are your charts, so you would need to go pick them all up, but nothing seems to be damaged or lost. So you can retrieve all of that easily enough.
I think we said it's in the captain's quarters as well, so it's safe. Yeah.
Most of the material goods are retrievable. In terms of food and shelter, I'm a little concerned. We need to have a scout of what this island has to offer until we can have the repairs or someone can come and get us, maybe. But I don't know what the outlook on this is, so we need to make short-term and long-term plans.
Right. I'll convene a meeting when we get all the orphans off. If my shipwright was here, I'd have an idea of how bad this was. But yeah, I was just saying.
We're all stressed, Captain. We're all stressed. Give Izzy a minute.
I don't need a hug, Nim.
I'm not gonna give you a hug. God.
Good. Sorry. You know, so like I look at you with like just like it's that weird thing. Like I'm still captain, but I am also really hold you all in high respect. So I'm just like.
As you're both sort of looking at each other, Izzy's head just pops in between the two of you.
See,
God,
she's here.
Hey, we're trying to get as much material off the ship as possible, but to your weathered eye, how
You murdered my baby.
she's also my baby.
You murdered our baby.
Yeah, we're gonna fix her if you think it's possible.
I think murder is a bit of a strong term. It was more the storm was.
Chip's soul, and she is not good. She is gonna fall apart, I think.
Right.
The way that you've been getting in and out of the ship is through a large hole, sort of almost in the center of it, that is almost caused the ship to split in half. So very hard to fix.
I could fix it, but I'd need to take like 2 weeks with good materials and not sleep, and also my wife is in danger.
Right. Okay.
Do we have the rowboat?
Hopefully it hasn't been crushed in the...
Oh, the rowboat's fine.
Okay, we got the rope.
I tucked it underneath between the things.
That's something we can work. This is all stuff we can work with. So
Right.
actually, because we're all here, right? I think, as much as I hate to say this, abandoned ship, crew first. The orphans are crew. We protect the children. We try and yes, I'm aware that the sea is rising, Guardians. Right? Yeah, let's get. I'm now doing the control water thing as best as I can to be just throwing it back out. Yeah.
Izzy, you checked with Renvia? No answer?
Not answering.
Okay, I'll check and see if the wind has any message for me. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's worth a check. It will take me 5 minutes. And then we get as much as we can off of the ship and then plan accordingly. Agreed?
Agreed. Right. Okay, so Hoagie, orphan care we're trying to keep this place from falling apart. Nim, you get your stuff. I will I'm going to clear out the cabin, get our equipment, and basically, I'll see you on the shore. Just don't let any children drown. Just good life advice. Let's go. Bosun, Pep, reach out of the water, picking up a struggling penguin. You all right? Yeah, I know. It's great. It's tropic, but we need to. Pulls out my arms and starts like herding the children like a sheepdog. I'm like, and a bosun.
I think with the bosun sort of starting to herd the children, Hogarth will sort of make sure that the crates that have been pulled out are on the beach. But whilst the others are doing all of their important tasks, he's gonna get his loot out, which has probably been damaged. So it's out of tune and it's a little bit bashed, but he's still just about plucking the strings. And is going to try and get the orphans sort of marching up the beach, like using it as a working song, getting all of the crates and stuff up the beach. So he's just like, hey, orphans, it's a terrible day, but hey, orphans, it's gonna be okay. We'll show you the way to live on the island, to live by the sea, looking out for your crew, living life here free. Now let's do a roll call. Sing your name after me. Josh?
And they all say their names after that.
Mo, Frank, the others!
And everyone else. Can everybody make me a perception check as you come out of the ship, please?
Sorry, trying not to throw my dice across the room. 22.
Hogarth is very focused on the orphans. That was a 7.
12.
13.
So for the rest of you, for everybody who didn't roll the 22, as you leave the ship, you can see, and you're all experienced sailors, so you can tell probably how far by looking at like where the sand is and all of that sort of stuff, and where there are stones and things, how far the tide is going to come in, so you can all easily position all of the supplies and things that you are able to salvage from the ship where it's not going to get washed away. With the 22, you notice 2 things. Nim, he said, is he then? Nim. One is a smell, which is very pungent and not very nice for you. It's, yeah, you can't quite put your finger on it, but it's not very nice. The second, if you're looking at the beach from where the wreck is, on the right-hand side, up a very steep cliff, elevated piece of land, there is a large stone lighthouse. It's daytime at the moment, so the lighthouse isn't on, but you can see the wind battering into it. And the thing that attracts you to look up that way is a crack of lightning goes behind it and sort of silhouettes it outwards.
Seeing this, I kind of give a message to the captain to say, so, Captain, I don't know if you've noticed the strange smell that's on the breeze, and there seems to be a stone house up on that cliff. Might be worth investigating, but, I wouldn't necessarily want to take the kids right up there. It's your call.
Good point.
Just for your note, Marlais, as the smell is pointed out to you, you cannot smell it.
Can't currently smell any smells. Might just be a nose full of seawater for me. Also, if that is a lighthouse, that what follows is a string of expletives. I don't care if it's daytime, we're in a storm. ... Okay, maybe someone's dead. Yeah, we'll go investigate.
Having relayed this message, I'm also going to try and pinpoint what on earth this smell is while I climb up to the crow's nest to try and commune with the wind. It probably won't work, but if it can give me any information, now would be the time.
Okay, so as you climb up the crow's nest is on a slight slant from the way that the ship sort of crashed and is sort of tilted a little bit. So you climb up to the crow's nest, perfectly fine. You're not going to have to roll any checks or anything to not fall out of it. But with the... I'll ask you to roll a religion check for the wind, and then for perception, we'll use your perception before of the 22. As you get to the top, the crow's nest itself just crests above the basically the left-hand side of the island, and you can see a field of what you know as a dragonkin to be a vegetation / herb called dragon's thorn, which has a very pungent death smell to dragons and dragonkin. And you would know without having to roll, because again you are a dragonkin, that a dragon has either died or is asleep here.
Wow.
Excellent. Okay, interesting. So another place to check out. Is that you said in the opposite direction to the house?
Opposite direction to the lighthouse, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I rolled a 17 on religion.
17 on religion, and your what exactly is your phrasing that or the words that you use, the question that you're asking the wind is where I'm trying to go.
So I'm kind of asking it, what is your wisdom? Has the storm passed? Is there anyone nearby? Are there oncoming dangers? Is there going to be another storm? Just kind of rifling through the questions. Any information that you would deign to give me, I would gratefully receive.
The wind around you, as you say each question, you get replies to some of them through the wind blowing in certain directions. When it comes to is there anybody close by, the wind almost sort of directs itself towards the lighthouse and starts blowing in that direction from you. When you say,
I forgot to ask.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot to ask. Is Renvira okay? I need to ask that. I'd forgotten.
When you ask is Renvira okay, actually no, I'll come to that one in a minute. When you ask is there any other dangers, again you get a gust of wind that goes towards the lighthouse, but it's almost angled downwards a little bit. And when you ask the question, is Renvira okay, that's when you see on the left-hand side of this island, looking across towards where there is a small mountain peak, you can see what looks to be a large creature stood looking at you. And as you look at it with the perception that you rolled before, it is a giant griffin before it just disappears into wind.
Does the griffin signify anything?
How religious are you?
I mean, I'm fairly religious, but I'm not like an acolyte. But I'm pretty in tune.
You're pretty in tune, and you, from the previous session and this session as well, you've communed quite a lot with the wind. You know that the wind guardian, Athion the Galekeeper, takes on the form of a large griffin.
Okay, interesting. Okay, with this information, I will go back down and I will, I guess I will relay this via message so as not to freak out the children of all the various things that I have observed in your minds.
Because I'm currently underwater, just picking out the last of the things, and like children's trinkets, so that they don't try to come back for their things that they may have grabbed. So I'm just picking up those from where they've been waterlogged. Any kind of items that we might have from underwater, I'm just kind of grabbing all of those and just bringing them out to Hoagie and Marlais on the shoreline, and just going back in.
Yeah, I think about an hour, maybe an hour and a half's worth of work between everybody who's here. You can get everything that is salvageable from the ship, bar ship parts itself. And this includes riggings and things that Hogarth wants to grab to help drag things along. All of that sort of stuff is done within an hour and a half. As
I've left my loot with Mo, thinking, oh, Mo's like really good at painting. Maybe they'll be good at music as well. Mo is terrible at music.
Terrible at music. It plucks on it and you hear a pling noise.
You broke it, Mo.
I'm sorry. Definitely not for me. I'm definitely more of an artist.
It's fine. We'll give it to Pat instead.
Oh, sorry, I've just...
That's me, Pat.
Pat's like, yeah, I want it.
Now don't you break it, or I'll have to give it to Cat.
That's me, Cat. Not cat with a C, cat with a K. I'm cat with a
Let me
C.
write all of these down.
That's 5, team. We've got another 35 to go before the end
I
of
like
the
the
session.
idea that cat with a C is actually just a cat person, and her parents were really uninventive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're it's short for cat.
Katarina.
Katerina.
Cataract.
I need to, hang on. I just need to edit my note so it's got the comma in there because I've got a pat cat.
Pat cat.
Yeah, we've got
Pat
Pat Cat and Pat Cat.
Pat
Yeah.
cat.
Pat cat. Anyway,
Cat trick. Yeah.
yes, yes, you're all on the beach. The message has been conveyed from Nim about the different things that are around.
Is there basically? I think we need to find first literal port of call shelter. We need to find something. So trying to find like a cave or something. If there are cliffs or anywhere we can basically store 40 orphans or one dog.
There doesn't. Roll me a perception check.
Sure.
Yes.
Because you said please.
Pretty please.
Pretty please with a cherry on top. I hope.
Maybe.
We'll see how it goes. 8. I'm holding it together. I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
You can see lots of cliffs around or an elevated pieces of land. You can't see any natural cave formations or anything. There is a rather large lighthouse though.
Yeah. I think I think again, sort of like catching all 4 of us, and that when we were like, okay, so Nim's pointed out that there might be a mixture between it might be a place for us to shelter, but there might be danger in there. I think.
Additionally, there seems to be a site where a dragon died at some point. Perhaps its bones. I mean, it's a bit morbid, but we could put some tarp over, and it could be if that is there. I'm also a little concerned about where I saw the griffin. A little concerned. So we got different points.
If it is a guardian, that might look to Iz. How's your wife with the other guardians? What kind of gossip is there? You know. Look, I know there's a vague thing about like, oh, this is what the guardians do, and they're all concerned, but they were people before. What's his attitude?
It always gone on pretty well with Dathian. You kind of need. They like to work together for. Like ships, you need good tides and good winds. So they've had to spend a lot of time together. The winds help make the rains go across the land. They're kind of. When Rhea became Renvia, he was one of the first ones who was like, "It's okay. Like let's come with me," and he didn't mind me tagging along.
I mean, maybe if he knows that we're crashed, and he also knows Renvia, maybe he'll go help Renvia if they're good friends.
Or maybe he was sent to keep an eye on us if he's not tangled up in whatever. I mean, we know that Renvia had a big. I mean, she saved us, but whatever's happening back in the town was bad. I kind of say that and then look down and was like, oh yeah, the children, right? Okay, so I do think shelter's the most important thing. We do need to find some way of keeping the children. Do we? I'm sort of making back, and then I sort of look down and like Valak is just standing next to me. I'm like, hello.
What's the plan, Captain?
Sort of take a knee. So obviously we need to find a way of securing this island, finding shelter, and we're going to have to. We do have supplies, but they're obviously not unlimited. So, do you know how to fight?
My dad taught me a little bit of fighting. My mum taught me a lot more though.
She's a good. I actually sort of.
I miss my mum.
Your mum was a good woman.
No, she's a good woman.
She is a good woman, of course.
It was because we only met her the once.
Yes. I pull my own, dagger out and hand it to him and be like, right, just...
You realise I'm 8, don't you?
Yes, I got given my first knife when I was 5. Why?
No problems. And sort of swings it around. Oh, this is...
You do know how to use that, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it looks like he goes to drop it, but he smacks the hilt of it. It spins round and he grabs it.
Assassino.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anyway,
What's that?
it's a group from islands away. They're great fighters. I met them when I was small. Anyway, so
Okay.
I need you to keep the other kids, safe. We are going to try and secure the lighthouse. We're also going to make... Do you know how to play the lute?
I don't know how to play the lute, although I can. Although I know there's. I think Pat was tuning it up, so we could give that to Pat. Although I will ask, could we take the dog? I reckon quite a few of the kids would like the dog.
You can't eat him.
No.
No, why would we do that?
Look, you're going to have to ask Hoagie and you're going to have to ask Nim.
Would it be okay, Mr. Hoagie and
Princess
Nim? Would it be okay for us to take the dog so that we have some entertainment while you're gone? Or basically,
Dog is not for entertainment. A dog is someone to look after.
I know.
I think that we might grant you permission to spend some time with the dog if you and some very trustworthy children find something to feed the dog, groom him, and teach him some sort of trick.
Okay, can definitely do that. We can, if the captain will allow it, we can see if there's anything that we can. What's that really big word? Or find. See if we can find some food or something that we could feed. Well, not just the dog, but also ourselves.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
well,
move.
And what everyone else hears is ruff, 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 brr, arf, 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 ruff. Yeah. And what he's actually asking is, oh, hey, Romulus, how's it going? How you doing? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay, great. How's your sniffing nose?
Sort of wiggles his nose a bit. It's not that bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think you can help the kids find some food?
Definitely can. I have. I will need some support because of not having the leg, but I
You
can
got your
definitely
little
guide them.
peg leg.
Yeah, that'd help. Yep. And then because otherwise I would ask for one of you to carry me, and then I can sniff.
How would you feel if it was just you and the kids rather than?
I love kids. And tail
But
starts wagging.
if the rest of us went away for a
can
little
look
bit,
after
just
them.
a little bit, you can look after them.
Yeah, I'm technically an adult, so I can look after them.
You are a grown up.
Yep.
You're very strong. Yeah. Okay. Do you know any tricks? They really want to see you do tricks.
I can certainly do some tricks for them to keep them. If you want me to keep them entertained, I can definitely do that.
I mean, are you okay with being a performing monkey? You're not a monkey, a dog.
There was a lot of things that I had to do on the streets of that town in order to get food, so I'm fine with it.
I don't think I need to know any more about that. I'm just gonna put Romulus down. Here, kids.
That's a backflip.
That's how he lost his leg.
He donated his leg.
That's a dark story.
Can I just ask while I have? Do you want to go?
I was just going to say what's happening. I would like to reverse pickpocket the kid.
Picking
What,
knife off
Alec?
him.
Reverse pickpocket.
Oh, put things in. Yeah.
Put stuff
Yeah.
in rather.
A put pocket.
Put pocket.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
me a sleight of hand check for put pocket in.
That is a 23.
Easily enough.
I would like to put a good comb that I found. It's essentially a dog comb. Like I am full of other people's stuff. I have so much of other people. So it's a dog comb, some dog whiskers, and some candy for the kids. And I'm just going to put it in this kid's pocket.
Yeah, he doesn't notice at all, and he walks over. Valak walks over to where Romulus is and says, "Oh, okay. Thank you so much. We'll look after him. Come on in, Romulus." And he goes to run with the knife in his hands. Like, no, wait.
Knife safety, kid.
Puts it away, and then it's like, yeah, and then runs down. It's like, everyone, we've got a friend. And you hear the kids sort of get a bit happy, and then you can hear Valak go, right, we need to go start looking for some food for the grown-ups, or they've asked us to look for some food, so they're giving us lots of responsibility, so we need to break off into into two different teams. Romy is going to lead us in one direction.
Forward, but I like the chutzpah of the kid. It's fine to give kids knives, right? That's not a problem.
40 kids looking after one dog. It's totally fine.
It's fine. Also,
Altogether
to send them into
RPG
the
does not
woods.
endorse giving knives of any sort to children under the age of any age at all.
He's 8, and canonically, we've given a hammer to a child.
Of the same age.
Yeah, that's it. You hit 8, and then you unlock your weapons.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was helping in the kitchen, and I was given knives.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
True. Can I check, Josh, are there any crabs around?
Yep.
Roll me survival or nature.
Roll for crabs.
Roll for crabs.
It's gonna be survival. I've only got a +1.
Do you want any help and assistance?
I would love some help and assistance.
Loudly going, crabs?
Anyone got crabs?
Anyone have... No, the help was worse. It was bad help. That's an 8
Nice.
total.
You haven't seen any yet.
Crabs! Crabs!
At least not on the beach.
Oh,
Click, click, clicky, snap, snap.
You can speak with animals still. You could try speaking crab.
That's what I'm trying. Snap, clicky, clicky, snap, snap. Scuttle, scuttle. No.
I just burble for a bit. I also have to speak with animals, so
What's your passive perception, Hogarth?
13.
13. I'd say you just catch the tail end of Izzy putting what looks to be a crab shell behind their back.
look,
Did you eat
I
one?
noticed that.
Iz has had a big day and is hungry.
Izzy, did you find some crabs?
No. No, I found no crabs walking around.
Is don't
How
tell
many-
a crab lie.
How many
I found
steps
no
behind you?
crabs walking around. That's not a lie.
Why are you looking for crabs anyway?
I was gonna ask them if they knew of any caves. 'Cause, we could seek shelter in a cave.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh my god. I think
Not
the
just a hat
storm,
rack.
the storm gave Hogarth some juice up there.
The electricity does seem to have sparked. Hey, no, it's a good idea, Hoagie. Also, we probably need to. You should just send 40 children into the woods with a dog and a knife. But that's a problem.
There's no juice in here, and I'm sorry.
Of course not, my mistake. And we're back to normal.
It runs out eventually. Right. Okay. So let's go introduce ourselves to the inhabitants then. What's the best way of getting up the cliffs? We think round.
There is a pathway that leads up the cliffs.
How nice is the path? Does it look like it's being maintained?
It looks like it's been maintained. As you've walked up the beach and onto the grass, you notice that it begins to get lightly cobbled, and small little stone slabs have been put down, leading up to the cliff face, and then it's more the way up towards the lighthouse itself is less of a sheer cliff facing. It is on the sides, but the main pathway is almost like a ramp naturally formed ramp that leads upwards and then splits off into the cliff that goes around the top. And it's lightly cobbled all the way up, sort of to give a bit of a grip so you don't go sliding down it, because it is quite steep.
I also think stealth's probably out of the question, considering we just crashed a galleon into their beach, but... What are you questioning there, DM? Galleon crashed beach?
Galleon. It's quite small compared to a ship like the Golden Maiden.
Yeah, well, the Golden Maiden, I'm going to make a rude hand motion for that. we got away. Anyway, it's a sloop. You know, it's fine. It's also...
It's got to have been big enough to fit 40 kids on it.
I can call it a galleon.
Yeah.
When the stories talk about the Marlais wreck, you know.
She's not one of those, like, bottom-heavy, overly gaudy pieces of just, oh, look at me, I can spend money on a boat. She's built for speed and efficiency and just cutting through the water like a butter knife on a hot day.
You hear a
miss
crack
her.
noise as the mast falls down. One of the masts falls down.
She'll be beautiful again, Izzy.
We
She
can
will rise again.
we can rebuild her.
All my
have the
women
technology.
are leaving me.
Oh, that is?
All my women are leaving me today.
No.
Nim's still here.
Nim's.
I'm still here. Well, I'm not your woman, but you know.
Nim's her own person, and she is fabulous like that. She's not mine.
No, but like she is a woman that you know that has not left you.
And the actual Marlais still there, as I gesture to the very curvaceous figurehead. That, yeah, just
Slightly more.
just slowly sink into the sand. Yeah.
For the next 10 minutes while we're walking, after this conversation, he would not interrupt this conversation, but Hogarth will just be sneakily like, snip, snip, tweety, tweeters, squeakums, just trying to see if anything responds.
Animal handling.
You get... No, actually, you don't get anything at the minute. Just thinking of the map, there are no trees nearby. The storm probably has caused the birds to sort of hide away at the moment, so definitely get no snips. Yeah, there's not any animals around at the minute.
Oh, dang.
That's
Fair enough.
worrying. Or no birds or anything. That's
No birds. I mean, it's pretty windy and rainy, you know.
And it's at that moment that you get to the top of the cliff and the windshield is no longer there, and you literally just go and almost get blown back down, as it is almost like 100 mile per hour winds that are blowing you around.
I can change the wind direction so that it's at our backs, so it's easier to bear.
So the wind sort of pummels its way towards you as Nim casts this spell. There's still wind coming towards you,
Not a
but
spell.
is it just natural ability?
It's just a sorcerer ability that I can just do.
she just has words with the wind.
She is the wind.
As this wind is ploughing towards you, it's almost like you form like a dome around you, and it causes the wind to sort of circle around and blow into your back. So you've still got wind blowing towards you, but it's just not hitting you because you're redirecting it into your back.
And it's in 100 radius sphere around us.
Beautiful.
But yeah, the doorway to the lighthouse is probably 50 feet away from where the top of this cliff is. You can see, or the top of this slope is, you can see that's on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side you can see that there looks to be a large pond that's opposite the doorway, and right off probably 100 feet looks to be a sheer drop where water is flowing over from this pond/lake.
I would like to stick my face in the pond.
Reasonable.
Look, if Renvi's not in the sea, maybe Renvi's in the pond.
If you don't check, you don't know.
You pop your head in the pond. Make me a perception check, please.
Just go, hello?
That is going to be perception. 19.
Yeah.
19. It's very deep. Very deep. Quite deep for a large pond to be. There looks to be a small cave, look down at the bottom of it, that leads off somewhere, although you're not sure. And you spot some crabs.
Just go, found a cave and some crabs.
Oh.
While under the water, you say that.
What?
Having spent time with Iz, I found some brave and dab.
Dab some lads.
Dabs and
Yeah.
They're going.
Dab on the lads.
They're going. Lads, go dab. They're going through separation
Cave
anxiety
and crabs. Cave and crabs.
as you come out of the water. Ah, okay. Cave and crap. Hey,
That makes more sense.
But is the cave like underwater though? Because I don't think all of the kids can breathe water.
No, it's very deep, and then it goes somewhere off, and there's also crabs.
Oh. Snippety snip.
You do hear something from the water. They're like, it's so bad. We don't like it.
But you're crabs, you like the water.
No, but we don't like what's in the water.
What's in the water?
Scary things.
Oh no, that's just Izzy. They're fine.
Oh, no, I meant underneath us there's scary things.
Oh. Captain, they're saying that there's scary things underneath them. Do you want to come up?
No, we're happy here. Thank you.
You said that things were terrible there though.
Then further down they are. We're going to stay right here where it's safer.
Okay. Well, if you ever want to lift somewhere else, let us know. Except I won't be able to understand you in about a minute.
3, 2, 1.
well, that was. We know there are crabs. We know there's crabs, and we know there's something under this island.
Crabs and plentiful supply. Could be some good food if we need it.
True.
Hogarth absolutely would not think of this, but Nat just wants to know, is the water fresh water or salt water?
It is fresh water.
Crabs.
Okay. Iz would have worked that out, and but the reason why I'm going into the pond would have told you. But,
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, that's fresh water, at least. Right.
Captain, I have a question about this building.
Yes.
If there's no light shining out of it, how is it a lighthouse?
There should be light shining out of it. Considering the way the storm's gone, there should be a lighthouse keeper. We might... First of all, we need to find out if the lighthouse keeper's still alive. Secondly, I think it is our duty as seafarers to light the light. I mean, I obviously didn't see it, and next thing we know, we're here, and point it is just despondent face. That. So, I think we probably should go introduce ourselves. I'm happy to, but I think we should prepare for... Nim, are you sure the dragon's dead?
Well, it would have to be to grow that much dragon song.
If there was something scary under the island, and we know that this was the lair of the dragon, something's up, obviously.
Well, I
Especially-
think the dragon's been dead for quite some time. So something may have moved in on
Into
its
its lair.
territory.
what can kill a dragon?
Time, for one thing. Starvation, for another. What else?
A sword does time wield.
Very sharp, very cut.
Very mighty.
Sounds like a good sword to have.
There was also legends of the sea, with a sea dragon being slain by a ship sailing its prow straight in, piercing through. Some sort of sea witch dragon, but probably
Massive
not.
trident.
Massive, yeah. we've read the same books. Probably my books were probably a lot more like "Hello for the sailors."
I feel really sorry for the witch. She was just trying to live her life, you know?
Is has read a third version of these stories.
Trying to live her life under the sea.
It's just you break a contract. It's what happens. Anyway, I think for me the plan is to knock on the door, but to also to have my crew being ready to, like, if someone decides to shoot me in the stomach with a shotgun, they can deal with it. We're not coming. Hopefully, if it's a lighthouse keeper, we come in peace. But if it's a zombie, we're ready to fight.
So as you approach the lighthouse, it is this large giant stone lighthouse, but you can see that attached to it on the sort of side, there is a small house cottage type thing attached to it. But the main entranceway is the actual lighthouse itself. All of the windows seem to be boarded up. Knock on the door?
Yeah, it's only polite.
Is there, very strange question, but is there any particular way that you knock on the door?
Thieves' Cant's an interesting thing, isn't it?
Thieves' Cant's very interesting, yes.
Yeah. It's not going to be this, but it is this universes of and wait.
Yeah. So you do the knock and you hear, hello?
Hello, Keeper. My name is Captain Galliot of the Marlais. We do appear to have wrecked upon your island. Are you in some kind of distress? And is there a reason your lamp is not lit?
I'm in a lot of distress. Are you sure? Are you real?
Yeah. Last time I checked, unless we're a bunch of ghosts from the wonderful
Wait, you're
ship.
Ghosts?
No, we're not ghosts, Keeper.
Hogarth, we're not ghosts.
Hoagie, we're not
We're real?
Okay.
Okay, we did not die.
How do we know, though?
Otherwise, I'd be with my wife.
I kind of like put my hand against Hogarth's face. Like, see, it's not going through.
Yeah, but what if I'm one of those ghosts that's like physical?
Okay,
That's
Hogarth,
just
put your hand to your chest. Can you feel your heart?
Just about through those massive pegs.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's there.
There you go. You're alive.
Okay. Phew.
having kind of like just kind of like, we've just Guardians protect us. We've just done a test. None of us are ghosts or spirits or ghouls or phantoms or wraiths. Please, might we have entrance within your lighthouse to communicate so I don't have to keep yelling through a door?
Make me a persuasion check, please.
Guidance.
Thank you. Is guidance advantage, or is that, do I get a dice?
Plus
Oh,
D4.
just yeah. Oh, yeah, guidance just D4, yeah.
I will roll that. It was with the D4. That is a 23.
Okay, I'm gonna step away from the door so I can open it.
Stepping back, hand on the rapier, just, and I think catch the eye of all three of my crew members of being like, we're not going in violent, but we are prepared. This isn't the first time we've been tricked.
You hear a lots of locking, unlocks happen, and then the door slowly opens inwards. And as the door opens inwards, you can see the sheen of a bolt sort of pop out, and the door opens. You can just see a face in the door holding a crossbow, pointing at you.
Afternoon. We're the crew of the Marlais.
Are you
I'm Marlais.
pirates?
No.
Right. I'm going to open the door all the way, but if any of you try to do anything to hurt me or my family, I will shoot you.
Understandable. Same goes if you hurt any of my family.
And he takes a step back and pulls the door wide open, and you can see stood there a man probably in his late 20s, maybe even early 30s, big horns sticking out the top of his head, bluish tint to his skin. This is a fiend fallen man wearing basically lighthouse keeper outfit, and he's like holding the bolt. He's right. You will best come in then.
Thank you.
He steps back. He keeps his eyes on you and the crossbow pointed at you. As you all step into the lighthouse, you can see, as soon as you step through the main door, to the left there is another door that leads into the main cottage area, and to the right is the stairs that leads up to the top of the lighthouse itself. Directly opposite the entranceway, there it looks to be a stairwell that goes down 5 steps before there's another door, and as soon as you all enter in, that door starts shaking and you can hear banging on that door.
Oh.
And that is where we are going to take a quick break. We're going to have a short rest, refill our drinks, and do other things. Come back in a little bit, and that sounded wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it in that way.
We're going to practice our loot.
We are going to practice our loot. We will see you in 5 to 10 minutes. Or we'll see you in a minute. Goodbye. Welcome back, everybody. We have taken a very short rest, and we are going to jump straight into the next session. In the first half, the crew of the Marlais, wrecked on an island, managed to gather as much of their supplies as they could, discovered a lighthouse was here, which wasn't shining its light during the storm, discovered some crabs, discovered there's probably asleep or dead dragon somewhere around here, and there's something really scary underneath the island, potentially, maybe. That's what the crab said anyway. And we ended the first half with the group knocking on the door, being introduced to a fiend-fallen lighthouse keeper who slowly allowed them into his home/lighthouse, and a door leading down to a cellar basement area was rattling with noises coming from behind it. And that's where we pick up now, as you hear this banging on the door and this strange noise coming from behind it.
Captain, I don't want to alarm you, but I think there's something in their cellar.
I catch Harry, because I still got a crossbow pointed at my chest. Good eye and good ear.
It was my ears. I can't see it.
I can see the door rattling, but anyway, friend, thank you for your hospitality. You are keeping wild boars down in your basement?
No, that is sea creatures that are trying to get up into the lighthouse.
Right.
I had to shut and bolt it. We have a basement down there which holds all of our food stock and everything. And there was an incident about a week ago where there was a loud crack, earthquake type thing. I don't know where it came from, and it caused a rift in the stonework to happen, which led to something below the surface, and these things started getting through.
Right. So all your food is down there with the sea monsters?
Yeah. Well, we've got some food up here that my family have been eating, but have been surviving on. But we're too scared to go anywhere else on the island.
Right. And the reason you haven't been lighting your lamp is?
I don't want to go upstairs and risk them getting out and getting to my family. So I can't protect them.
Why can't we just take your family upstairs?
Follow me, and as he leads you in, you can see there are 2 other people in this abode. One is a very small child, again, another little fiend fallen, probably 3 or 4 years old, and another is a woman who is quite heavily pregnant, who is just setting the table out and just gives her son a kiss on the head. And she is, again, fiend fallen, purple of skin, with almost goat-like horns sort of circling around her head. And she just looks over. Oh, hello.
Good afternoon, madam. My name is Captain Marlais Galliot, captain of the Marlais. This is my crew.
Marlais?
We have...
I know that name. Don't worry about that, dear.
Yeah.
Do we have any tea on? Yes, I can get some tea. Would you mind getting the cup? Yes, I can get the cups out. Yep. And she goes back into the kitchen and brings out a big pot. I mean, like a massive sort of urn-shaped pot that she just bunks a bunch of tea bags in and starts filling up with cold water. And then you watch as she sort of spins her hand around, and underneath it begins to steam up really hot as she's basically heating it up.
Thank you, madam, for your hospitality.
I'm sorry, what are all your names?
Captain.
Captain Marlais. Strange.
Yes.
Yes, and the rest of you?
Hogarth, pleased to meet you, ma'am. He doffs his hat. He does not have a hat. But he's doffed it.
She laughs at that.
Izzy.
Izzy? Is that short for anything, or just Izzy?
Izzy.
Oh, okay.
Extended is it goes on for a while.
Ah.
But you can also ask it like a question, like, is he?
Izzy, what? What am I doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And yourself?
My name is Nim, and what can we call you?
And the man steps forward, the male Fiend Fallen, there we go, steps forward. And, my name is Zerathus, and the woman steps forward. My name is Hera. It's a pleasure to meet you. And the little child goes, and me. And this is Xeris. Hi, I'm Xeris. I'm 4.
Good age, Zeris.
Really big.
Yeah.
Also, some good news, bad news. There are some good news. There are children for Zareth to play with now. Bad news, there are 40 orphans on the beach.
Oh, that's terrible news.
Yes, we ran aground. We weren't aware because the light wasn't on. So...
Yes, no, I'm sorry about that. My husband didn't want to. Even though I said that we'd be perfectly fine if any of those creatures managed to get through, he was insistent that he didn't leave us in case something happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
Typical.
why couldn't you all go up and, save our lives?
It's quite a few steps, and although I am more than capable of defending myself, I'm not really in the position to walk up that many steps.
Well, you now have a small flotilla of people. I was about to say I don't want to tell you your business, Keeper, but I want to tell you your business. I believe it is your duty to keep the light lit at all times, especially during a storm, so...
Yes, it is my duty to keep it lit as much as possible, but it is also my duty to protect my family. Yes, but husband, the captain is right. You should have gone up there and lit it the past couple of days. If you had, then these people wouldn't have shipwrecked with their 40 orphan children. Why do you have 40 orphan children on your ship?
Because, madam, there is some would call it an uprising. There is a small plague of creatures swarming the mainland. Rat folk. Fortunate you don't seem to... Well, I was about to say you seem...
We're a small island off of the eastern coast. Storms hit here like anything. It'd be very hard for ratlins to get here. Horrible little buggers.
Yes, no, we had a confrontation with them. But I was about to say you seem fortunate, but you do seem to... The sea seems to... So, a few days ago, these creatures rose up from the ocean.
Well, they came... It was about a week ago that there was a loud crack and a shake across the island, and the basement has now got a crack inside of it, leading deeper underground. We didn't know there were chasms and things underneath the house.
You are the only inhabitants of this island?
As far as we're aware, yes. We haven't been to the north side of the island because we're the south side.
Well, it does appear that we are going to be guests on this island of yours for a while now. Our ship has taken a few heavy blows. My ship right here is certainly going to need time and wood to repair it, but yes, we're obviously to be blunt, we're going to need food and we're going to need shelter for not only ourselves, but 40 orphans and 1 dog. So.
Oh, you have a dog. Lovely. Okay. Well, I think it might be if you're planning to extend your stay here, I think it would be beneficial to both parties if you would help us deal with what's going on in the basement then.
Does sound like
I'd come with you, but my husband won't let me.
Don't worry, madam. We are well equipped to deal with problems in ladies' basements. We've dealt with it a lot before.
You heard the rigor.
Entire novel's been written about this man's doings in ladies' basements.
I like you. You're funny. Okay. Well,
Yes.
Wasn't a joke.
Oh. Looks towards her husband. Her husband gives her a scowl and is like, "No, okay, maybe if I was a bit younger and still on the mainland."
Oh, what
She's
like
again
staring
in her
at
late
Nim like,
20s.
what?
Flirting, I think, is not.
Oh. Again.
So, where did you sail from exactly?
We sailed from Mercandrew. Why am I stumbling? We sailed. It's Mercandrew, yeah.
Merkstead.
No, I take the
Mercandrew
few-
Bogs in the Feywild, in a different entire universe.
It's Merc. Yes, I don't ask how I ended up there. It's a story for another time. Merkstead. We sailed from Merkstead with.
You watch as all of the magic around the pot just goes out, and she sort of freezes, going to look at it. Okay, and then begins pouring tea out for everybody.
Do you know of Merkstead?
Yes, I know some people in Merkstead. Yes.
We don't. Yeah, go on.
I'm not going to mince my words here. It was catastrophic what happened. If you are close to them, I'm very sorry. There is a non-zero chance that they may be harmed.
Okay, that's not really something I wanted to hear. Or maybe once I've had the baby, I can go check out for myself. What do you mean you can go check it out for yourself? What am I supposed to do? Shut up.
Light the light keeper.
Exactly. Listen to him. He's the captain of a ship.
Yeah, just. I think for the rest of the crew, you think Marlais might hit this man. This is what he's done is.
He does seem to be cowering in the corner a little bit.
No, extreme negligence on his part.
Anyway, if you could go deal with the creatures in the basement for me, for us, sorry, then we will gladly help you and your 40 orphaned children survive on this island.
Thank you. We noticed there was a separate building down at the base of the lighthouse. What is that?
The building you're stood in. You're in the cottage.
You said that. Oh, we're in the cottage. And
You're in the cottage.
Right, and then so that goes down. I thought we were in the lighthouse.
Yeah, so the main entrance to the cottage is through the lighthouse area. So
Right.
as you step through the lighthouse door, the door to the left led into the cottage that you're in now.
Right.
You had the stairs that led to the light at the top, and then there was some steps that led downwards towards the basement, all
So,
within the sort of
stairs.
tower of the lighthouse.
Basement cottage. So we're in
Yeah.
the cottage. Okay. Then obviously I'm not asking. Basically, what he's trying to work out is, are there other buildings that we can keep 40 orphans and 1 dog in?
There is a farm on the north area that's used to be a goat farm. There are still goats on the island. That's where we get a lot of our milk and some of our meat from. The farmer there died a long time ago, though, so we try to tend to it as much as we can.
Right. Well,
Wait, so the goats, no one's looking after the goats?
Not at we try to when we can get up there, but in my
Poor
current
goats.
current condition, it's a bit of a trek for me to walk there, and my magic fluctuates a lot in this condition, so I can't teleport there.
Right. Well,
May I ask a couple questions, just quickly?
Of course, yes, I'm happy to answer any of them.
First of all, lovely tea. Thank you so much for this. Takes a sip. But I noticed that there's an awful lot of dragonthorn on this island. Do you know anything about what happened to the dragon here?
That was here when we arrived here. This lighthouse has been in my husband's family for generations. I moved here after spending a short spat adventuring. It's always been here. His family said, his mother said that there was a dragon that lived here a long time ago, and it either went to sleep or died, and that's just where the dragonthorn came from. It's used in a lot of anti-magical medicines.
Okay, I was just wondering to make sure that the things in the basement hadn't felled a dragon. That was all.
No, I don't think so. No, these things seem to have come from the sea.
Could be a sea dragon.
During all of this, I've been doing two things. The first one is I've been moving around anything that looks like his items. I have been sneakily putting them in different places.
That's fair.
As it is.
Yeah, and all her stuff and the kid's stuff, fine.
Yeah.
His stuff is in completely different places. Because
It's pretty easy to tell what's his. It's mainly lighthouse keeper-esque stuff. So bits of
Man
clothing.
has no hobbies.
Yeah, man has no hobbies. He's literally just a lighthouse keeper, and you just move his spare wellies and spare overalls and things around.
his name is like moved into different. The second thing I'm doing is search for wife.
Search for your wife.
My wife.
Search for your wife. You're not near any water sources at the moment, so it's very difficult to find her. Although you do find a shrine, or a little shrine in the corner of the cottage that is dedicated to Renvia.
I'm gonna put some spare crab legs on.
The crabs.
Crab legs. But yes,
Crab.
yes, if you could please deal with the creatures below, that would be fantastic.
Hogarth draws his sword out. Time to bonk things in the basement.
The official term for a hoagie.
I'd like to imagine that's the name of one of the bodice rippers that's been written about Hoagie.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to flash forward like in 50 years and people are just like, so scandalous.
Right. Well, now while we're doing while we're doing that, husband, you are going to climb to the, or while you're doing that, should I say, husband, you are going to climb to the top of the lighthouse and light it. But I'm not. You are going to do as I tell you. You are going to go to the top of the lighthouse and light the damn thing. Xerus and I are going to go down to the beach. Is that where the orphans are?
The orphans are currently with the dog in the...
They're hunting.
They're hunting.
We gave them knives.
Gathering for vegetation.
Oh, okay.
Wildlife here on the whole.
There is wildlife here. Generally, when there's a storm like this outside, the wildlife tends to scatter and hide. So you'll be very hard for you to find.
They didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes, is he?
It's-
Oh no, I'm patting Hoagie, but
Oh, you're asking-
Again, very funny as you're having to sort of jump to...
we will go get the children. No, you will. I will. Your cowers and disappears.
I don't think much of your husband, no offense.
He's a good man. He's just very overprotective and old-fashioned. So, yes.
I think you mean controlling.
I mean, he tries to be, darling, but you can't control me.
No, we appreciate that. Once again,
Um,
thank you for your hospitality.
By any chance, do you know a man named Solomon?
Yes, Mr. Solomon. Well, actually, I wouldn't call him Mr. Solomon. Yes, Solomon is a associate of ours. We have done jobs for him in the past.
Captain associates with him a lot.
Oh, do you know if he got out of Merkstead?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's fine.
Good.
Maybe.
Bastard owes me some money.
Well, his brother...
He owes us money as well,
His
actually.
brother also owes us a lot of money. In all honesty, madam, our commission was to take the orphans north to Grimport. which obviously we
You're
can't.
not going to do that in this storm.
Well, no. And as we said, our ship has had a few blows. Are there? Do you know woods around these parts? Would they be good for fixing a ship?
Depending on the damage of the ship, you could potentially use wood from here, but there's not much.
Mm.
If I'm honest with you, if your ship is badly damaged, you might be a bit stuck.
Concerning. Right. Unless we can get information out to people, maybe we need to talk to the Vari and see if they can get us any of their wood from 3 Mile. Anyway, let's.
We're due a shipment from them in a few days, actually, so you could do that.
We can talk to the Vari. Yes.
We
Hoagie.
could get passage on the ship. What do you normally do when you need to get a message to the mainland?
Well, normally I'm able to do it myself. I have the ability to send messages, but this one, she sort of rubs her stomach a bit, doesn't like my magic going the way that it should. She's a bit chaotic. Tends to redirect it and change it to other things.
That's quite a child you seem to be having.
Yes, definitely going to be some sort of a stormbringer.
Yes. So again, not to carrot on with your husband's belief, you would be okay getting down the hill.
Yes, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Good.
I've weathered these storms many a time. I'll be fine.
Don't want to be forward, madam. Do you need a knife?
She sort of lifts her hand up, and a fire appears in it, and it sort of goes a bit chaotic and almost, and then turns into fireworks. I'll take my sword. Don't worry.
Smart. Anyway,
I was trying to show off, and it didn't work.
No. You, on behalf of myself and the crew, we are grateful and impressed.
Anyway, if we carry on talking like this, nothing's ever going to get done. I'm
No,
going to
we
head
should keep
out and
it-
go get the children. You go down into the basement, and my husband, you go up to the... Yes, wife, I will.
Why are you still here, sir? Do your duties.
He pops his head back round the corner and is like, okay. By the way, the banging seems to have stopped. I don't know if they're still down there or not. They tend to disappear when it gets closer to night.
All right.
The sun's beginning to go down.
Do
Okay.
they mostly come out during the day? Mostly.
Mostly, yeah. They're banging on the...
Like growling brutally.
Yeah, he just, okay, and runs upstairs. Or begins making his way upstairs. He's not going to run up the stairs because it's a lot of steps.
Basement bonking?
Basement bonking.
Basement bonking.
Children gathering. And she walks out the door with her son.
Kid collecting. Yeah. I think just quickly gather with the crew and I'm just like, we're making the best of a bad situation here. We're gonna find wood. Don't worry, the Vari will. Okay, we probably don't be the happiest to see us considering they gave us the wood last time, but we can solve this.
I will bite them. Order authority, kill these things, put kids safely, get some wood, find my wife.
Yeah.
Definitely on the list.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know that is. You know we're gonna go find her. We're her family. Your family, we're family. Anyway.
I will
She's your
bully
wife,
the
but we've
guardian
all
of the wind.
You go first, Nim.
Okay, thank you, Hoagie. I will bully the guardian of the wind, telling us some more information about the state of your life. I will do that for you.
Thank you. He likes you. I'm kind of just the weird in-law. He likes you.
He does, doesn't he?
As you just blink there.
As you walk out into the main lighthouse area, you can see that the key to the basement door has been left on the side, and you can see that the lighthouse keeper is making his way up. Another reason why she's probably not why Hera has not gone up the stairs is because they're floating stairs. There's no banister to hold on to other than on the wall side. So if she did happen to stumble one way, or the sun stumble one way, there's a bit of a drop. So
Why do
Poor
people...
design.
Yeah, why do people never put handrails in these things? They do
Terrible.
it here. They do it in fortresses. Ugh.
But yeah,
Right.
you can open the door
Yeah.
and step into the basement.
Before we're going, anything we need to prep? Any spells?
Any spells that need prepping? Any items that need consuming for potential fighting?
How narrow is this corridor, Josh?
It's 5 foot.
Okay.
So you'd have to walk down into the basement single file. And it will open out into a large basement area when you get down there.
Okay. Fine.
I'm going to cast Bless on all of us.
You.
Hugh, can you remind of what the benefits are?
Blessed is a D4 to any attack roll or saving throws.
Cool.
You love to hear it.
You love to hear it. So
I'm
you
going to proactively give... Wait, how long does it last? Let me just double check. Sorry. No, for 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to proactively give the captain a big clap on the shoulder. You're the best captain I've ever had, you know.
You're the best rigger I've ever had, and that's not just because I know I'm your only captain, but I've had much worse riggers than you. So, yeah. You're all great, you know that. I know I'm not a hugger, but I do all respect and indeed love you. Now let's go kill some sea monsters.
You've got a 1d6 bardic inspiration.
Delightful.
absolutely delightful. Is there any other prep to do before you head in?
Anyone want to be invisible?
I
I know that would be useful. Hoagie.
You weren't
Hoagie does
visible.
like being invisible.
You were invisible last week, Hoagie, and that did resolve a lot.
It helped real well. Actually, thinking about it, as long as we have 18 seconds, I can give you all bardic inspiration because it lasts 10 minutes.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah, I
So,
think we-
so he'll go and give each of you a big hug in turn, like, you're the best captain, you're the best, you're the best shipwright ever, like, the ship will be beautiful once you get your hands on some wood, I know it, Izzy, you're gonna be great. Nim will go for a big hug, and then I can't remember if Nim accepts them or not.
Nim accepts them. Nim's a great hugger.
Okay, yeah. You'll get scooped as well. And you're just so fantastic and speaking to the storm and it's just, I could only dream of just a fraction of your majesty. Your majesty.
Well, you are the sweetest rigger we have ever have. We have ever have. Evie, English, wow.
And you speak so eloquently as well.
It's my dialect.
yeah.
Also, as per the D&D 2024 rules, bardic inspiration lasts an hour, so I will allow it to last an hour.
Oh, all right, sure. Thanks.
Wow, that's evolved since.
Yeah,
2
I mean,
days
even
ago.
10 minutes was great. But, sure.
Right, so you all begin making your way down into the basement. The basement, the steps is probably 5-10 feet to get to walk down before you come out into this large opening. It's very clear to see where the crack is, and it is almost like a cave has opened up at the back of the cellar. There are lots of food barrels and crates and all of that sort of stuff down here. None of it has been touched, but there are claw marks on the other side of the door as you start going down, all the way down the corridors, all the way on the floors. Claw marks everywhere. And a very fishy smell.
Could I maybe, with Marlais, just kind of, arrange it, just kind of thinking about just what's this with the trap marks? Can we work out what kind of like size and shape and type of creature is down here?
I, as a ranger, am weirdly, for once in my life, in my natural habitat. So part
Basement?
of it is a coast. Yeah, weirdly, I'm a basement ranger. What is it?
Basement ranger.
Put it on a t-shirt. Basically, if I'm tracking, I can learn the exact number, size, and how long they pass through the area of creatures. So,
Do you need can you make a roll for that, or do you need to make a roll for that, or is it just a natural ability that you have?
I think it's like a natural ability,
Cool.
but I'm happy to roll nature because I get double my proficiency if I'm in my environment.
Go for it then.
Cool.
You want any help, or are you just happy to do it?
Yeah, no, I'll take some help. You know.
I think that's what I was kind of angling on. Was just I am being helpful.
You say loudly.
Are you helping with the help action or with guidance? Did there be a purple?
I'd like to help with both if I can.
I'm sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm sure you would.
Go for it.
Okay, so
I'm cool with that.
Roll with advantage. Add a D.
4, yes.
At all the advantage, I did D4.
Okay.
And double your proficiency.
Okay, so with that and at that's a dirty 20 at that. So that would be a 23.
So with a 23, you can't really tell what these things are. You know there's at least 5 of them. They're large. You look up at the ceiling, you can see that there's scratch marks on the ceiling. So however big these things are, they scrape across the ceiling. They're definitely aquatic based.
Well, it does appear they've gone back to the ocean. I guess I can breathe underwater, Iz can breathe underwater, you two. Yeah.
I did not prep a spell for that today. Believe it or not, when I woke up this morning, I did not think I would need to breathe underwater.
We never do, Nim. I know Hoagie can walk on the water, but...
Not great when it's in my lungs, though.
That's... Good point. Well made. So, I mean, I don't know, do we just... I mean, how big's the sort of rupture?
It's 5 foot, about 5 foot, enough for you to walk through without having to squeeze and let the loading screen happen on the other side.
I mean, do we go poking around, or do we just seal it up and hope for the best?
We can't go. You guys can go poking around. I could also just electrocute the water and see if anything cooks. But that one's a bit more of a shot in the dark. Efficient.
On the other hand, crabs, who we've established. Yeah, as Hoki lights up. Let's let's keep that as plan B. I mean, if there is a nest of these things, then maybe us shaking the nest probably isn't the best idea. It's good to know the food's here, at least. That's Josh, how much food do we think, looking at barrels, how much food do you think there is down here?
Probably enough to keep these people fed for a year.
Right, these people, but once again, so the rations we had on the ship were 22 days for
the 4 of you, yeah.
4 of us, and also Pebble, who's like just plopping around in the background. Well, again, I guess maybe we're going to have to God says Hoagie, milk the goats and make... This is more complicated than I was expecting. And, always the way, a simple job of escorting children from one point to another. Next thing we know, there's undead... Well, I don't even know if they're undead yet. Just...
You want me to just... I can hold my breath.
How long can you hold your breath, Hoags?
I don't know the rules for that, but I'm strong.
There's normally 1 minute per your constitution modifier. 3
minutes?
That is quite a long time, actually. Good for you.
No, not going to say what I was going to say. Carry on.
Good. This is a good, clean... As we're bumping around in the basement or whatever.
Yeah, that was the general direction I was going to go with that.
So the rend, that's down, it's in the floor, right? They've come up through.
It's kind of partly in the floor, partly in the wall, but as you look through it, there is a natural cave that begins descending downwards. You can't see any water, however, you can smell the seawater.
What's you feeling, crew? I mean,
Has anyone other than me got message?
no.
No. Okay, that's the plan out the window.
I suppose we could just yell very loudly and hope for the best, but
Yeah, you can speak underwater as well, can't you?
yes.
Why don't you and Iz go down and have a scout and see, a stealthy underwater scout, and then tell us what to expect and if we can make it to the other side.
Hey, princess, very strong plan. How you feeling, Iz? You up for this?
Oh, we're already toes deep in the water.
Just,
There is no water at the minute.
no, it's kind of scuttling down.
I have
towards-
made water and I am just toes deep in it, ready to go.
Weird. Effective, but weird. Marlais takes off the hat, takes off the coat. Basically, in front of his crew, strips down to his long johns, where we also get to reveal he has a massive back tattoo of the...
On the way down there.
Yeah, he has a massive back tattoo of the... Basically, it's the same design that is on the flag of the Marlais, which is the figurehead, which is, as far as we know, Marlais, it's we've established, I don't know who the figurehead is, but it's very well established it probably is one of my female relatives, who also might have been called Marlais, who also might be Renvia, but, basically...
Very busty grandma.
I've got incredibly busty grandma, yeah.
Starfish nips.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, it's...
Which, to be clear, is very weird. The whole mermaid having starfish.
yeah.
Because that's where
Yeah.
starfish mouths are.
Yes,
Yeah, they're just suckling at all
they're
times.
suckling, yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Take that up with Renvia. Take that up with their wife.
My wife just has her hair and a little bit of seaweed. She's very demure. She's very mindful.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, she had seashells.
Yes, but you know what happens there. Anyway, let's go.
Like seashells. For me, she's got
Just, I think look at the other two crewmates as a sort of like,
As Izzy giggles coming down this cave.
Just into the water.
Okay, so both Marlais and Izzy are heading down. You head down through this natural cave, about 100 feet, before it opens out into a large chasm underneath the island. As you begin descending downwards, you begin to hear the sounds of rushing water hitting water. And as you step out into this very, very large chasm, the first thing that you spot is an exit where there is a waterfall that is just cascading down across it. If you were to look at the map, there is a rather nice little cave on the map. With the lake water flowing over it. And there is a large bay of water in here. And the first, and I find it absolutely perfect that it's both Marlais and Izzy that are the two that have come down here, because what you see is a massive ship that is anchored to, or tied to the rocks. Tied to a dock that is down here. You are on, as you step out into this natural cavern, you are on a wooden gangplank that sort of goes down and extends to this dock, and you can see these large hulking creatures walking around. These are drowners,
old,
but not the
drowners.
undead variety that you would find in the modern timeline. These are these are deep drowners, they're called.
So is the logic that what becomes the drowners, they kind of just amalgamated the two, like the terminology into?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Okay, a bit like Hobgoblin covering a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of look at it. So these
Oddly
are...
enough for you, Marlais, that figurehead looks familiar.
How big are her tracts of land, as they say in the trade?
It looks like a much better carved and in great detail version of the figurehead. Not in that sense, but just the facial. The face looks like it could be a real living person on the front of it.
Marlais 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's just
the ship looks really old though.
Yeah, it's just...
The sails are ripped in places. The sails are down. They're ripped in places. There looks to be little bits of chip and wear and tear on the woodwork, and there's like a green mold that's sort of grown on certain bits of fungi and stuff on it. It is a very old ship.
Salvageable.
Looks very salvageable. Looks a lot more salvageable than the other ship that you've got.
Rude.
Salvageable.
I think again, looking at is as we're sort of, I want to say we've hidden behind some rocks and just looking and going. I mean, a ship's a ship.
Let's kill him and take her.
Yeah, stay here. No, I'm getting the others. We're doing this. Is wait for me. Promise. I had a kid, even though you're probably older than me. Just I scuttle back up to go get the other two. Yeah, sort of head peering through the right. So we found. Turns out drowners. Boo. Ship. Yay.
Ship?
There's a ship, and it appears to have the Marlais in the front. Some would say a better version of the Marlais. They are not shipwrights. So, I mean, Iz wants us to kill them.
The ship?
No, they're the drowners.
Okay.
Are drowners sentient? Can we reason with them?
I was like, kind of like,
Are they animals? Can I talk to them?
Roll me a history check, everybody, please.
With disadvantage due to bloodlust.
18.
18.
16, which is very impressive for Hogarth.
I got 13, but because it's coast, I'm adding, so that's 16.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 23. I'm not in this conversation.
I think it's fair that you're going through your ethical.
Yeah, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
DC was 15, so you will all know this, that drowners are creatures that tend to live in the deep sea. It's very rare that they will come within shallows, but it's not unheard of. So they tend to have their own communication method between themselves. You could probably talk to them like you would an animal. Not 100% sure. They are very territorial. If they have claimed a land, they will fight for it, but they're not stupid. If they feel they're outmatched, they will flee.
Okay. Strong pitch. Hogarth, I think you might be able to disguise yourself as a drowner and speak to them.
I could do that. What should I say?
Maybe we inform them that there's... I don't know. We want the ship, Hoagie. And I understand it's not theirs, technically. Drowners don't make ships. It's probably some sort of sunken vessel that they're now piloting, but maybe you can claim... I'm hesitating because I don't know enough about them as a community. I know that they're an issue and I know that you throw harpoons at them, but that's probably not a good start. So, diplomacy, tell them that there's another ship. No, we're not giving them the Marlais. Just...
What if we asserted that the ship was actually our territory and that the lighthouse was not their territory? So we just want to do a simple exchange with the rights that we have. And then, if they don't agree, then we can whack them with a harpoon.
Yeah.
Did drowners establish their territory in the same way that Romulus does?
Do you think...
There are rumors.
Do you think you can make sense?
Do they have blowholes?
They do have blowholes. You would know. Somebody rolled a 23, didn't they? That was Izzy, who is not with you currently. But Izzy would know that the drowners mark their territory by rubbing themselves up against things.
Scent glands.
I can do that.
Yeah.
This is that. Yeah, I'm just going to go with it. That's what they do.
Hey, you told us we could create the law, and it turns out that these type of drowners
I was meaning shoulders, but yeah.
must.
That's what I did. Little like a
okay.
bear on a tree.
I was
Yeah.
waiting
Shoulder
somebody to
shimmy.
say they twerk on things to mark their territory.
They
I mean,
wish.
that would work.
They don't have fish bottoms. They're flat.
Do they? What are the bums like, DM?
Yes, tell us about their buttocks.
There was a
Uh,
picture.
What
Josh
style?
posted a picture in the chat.
Firm and fishy.
They look pretty flat, to be fair.
Yeah, and firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
They got fins though.
Hmm.
In fact, they have fins that look like they're coming out from underneath where a butt cheek would be,
That's where the
and going
glands
down
are.
the thigh.
Ooh.
So,
Anyway,
A serving fish.
I look after that. Okay, right. Yes, if you want to try diplomacy, we'll try diplomacy. I know we lied. We are pirates. We could take it, but let's
what?
try. We're not pirates.
Oh, Garth, you know this.
We're swashbucklers.
that's
Entrepreneurs.
that was
Yeah,
the big word.
swashbucklers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned we got a letter of marque that just says "Mark" on it. So, that is how
We really need to find him and give it to him at some point.
Yeah, no, all his posts been coming to us, and he's probably missing out on all his catalogs. Anyway, we can talk long enough, and Izzy has the fury.
Yeah, I will cast Disguise Self. He'll have to sneak down and just take a little look at them, I think, first.
Yeah.
He's probably seen drowners before, but you got to make sure that an artist wants to make sure accurate.
I will back you up and give you like little performance tips as you're getting ready.
All right.
Now, the question
How's
is,
my
A little lower.
oh,
Oh, that's a nice rounder impression.
now, as you're making your way down to where Izzy is currently,
Izzy is still hiding, as told. Izzy is hiding slightly further forward.
You had to get a better look, you know.
yeah.
and you can make me a stealth check if you like.
Got a D6, just keep that in mind.
That's fine, it's a 19.
Beautiful.
Perfectly fine. The perception is not that high. You can get as close as you want within reason. And I say it in that way because of what the captain ordered. Do you ignore those captain's orders?
What were the captain's orders again? I was not paying attention.
I think as we flash back, you just hear ma 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 ship ma 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 Izzy. You're like, yep, those are the two words I care about.
Baker is staying still sneaky, staying still stealthy. Not like right on them, but definitely probably closer than Marlais would have liked. But not so close that the team can't come and just confab if they are also sneaky.
Okay, so the rest of you join. Quickly catch up with Izzy. I'd have all of you roll me stealth checks, please.
With disadvantage.
Don't tell me your pecs count as heavy armor.
Oh yeah.
No, but the heavy armor I'm wearing counts as heavy armor.
Oh, okay.
They were both the same. That's a 9.
Luckily, you're in disguise, though.
Yeah,
at least.
I'm in disguise.
You're not having to be.
It's okay if they see me.
Yeah,
However, I did get an 11, so
I got an 18. So
you
That
know
al-
what? I can add my bardic inspiration.
You can.
Yeah,
I was
you
about
can.
to say. I was about to say that. That 11 means that I have to roll.
16.
Still have to roll.
Damn. Was worth a shot.
hey,
They don't see you, but they will see the disguised version of one of them as you hit into some rocks, and you just watch as some of them go up towards you. Well, they don't do the eyes because they haven't got eyes, but they sort of sniff the air. That you can watch as their fins sort of shake around as if there's some sort of sensory thing for them so that they can find things with, and they begin making their way up towards you.
Blub blub, gurgle gurgle, blub blub, growl.
Is that you casting Speak with Animals?
Yes.
Okay. You cast Speak with Animals, and I will say that it does work. These are, even though these are humanoid creatures, they do class as animals in the world, so they move up to you like, What are you doing? Who are you? Not seen you before.
Hello, friends. My name... oh, no. Is Blurb.
What is her name?
Exactly.
You smell funny.
But I claim this area. This is my territory.
This is ours. What are you doing here?
I'm going to rub myself upon it to claim my territory.
I think I'm also trying to like gesture to the other. He's like, get on the ship.
Have you fled from the Dark One?
Tell me more about the Dark One. Maybe I have. Maybe I have not.
Something's woken up the Dark One in the deep, and we have fled to the shallow shores, reclaiming new homes to get away and survive.
I heard a rumor that the Dark One went away, so the deep is okay now, so you can go back there.
But we've not seen the Sea Maiden or the Sea Siren.
No, she's very cross and grumpy at the moment.
But why?
Because her girlfriend's ship broke. Her partner's ship broke, excuse me.
It doesn't translate so well.
They have no concept of gender.
Yeah, they have no concept of gender. They also have no concept of relationships. And so if they could look confused, their faces sort of droop to make them look confused.
Yes. See, up here, in the shallows, is confusing and bright
Have
and
you lived here long?
smelly. So you should go back to the deeps, where it is cool and dark and deep.
Roll me a persuasion check, please, with disadvantage.
What? But I did such a convincing job.
You did do such a convincing job, but these things really don't want to go back to the deep.
Okay, you were speaking their language, and then when you didn't know the word, you spoke our language. So you're like, partner, you don't have lips.
What?
With disadvantage, that was still a 17.
Ooh.
The Sea Maiden would have told us that everything was okay.
No, she only speaks to me. I am her partner's friend. So she decided to not speak to any other of us.
We need to go find her and make sure she's okay.
Yeah, you should do that and tell us if you find her.
We will come back here and tell you if we find her.
No, don't come back here. Go to the deep. I'll be in the deep. I'll wait for you there.
Okay. They all leave. You've convinced them all to leave. They all jump in the water. Sploosh.
Oh yeah.
I still go and rub myself on the ship.
I literally
Absolutely.
cannot believe that worked.
I was going.
I hope
It seemed very reasonable, actually.
Sometimes my genius astounds even myself. I can't believe that worked.
Izzy, they're gonna look for Renvia.
And they're
Like
not.
in a good way. They like Renvia. They wanted to know that she was okay.
Oh, I give you my blessings, my children.
Luckily, they don't hear that.
They're
No,
gone.
but they are suddenly filled a bit with extra guidance.
Well,
Although I did say, I mean, they're not going to be able to tell us when they find her, because I didn't want them coming back here to upset the lighthouse family. So, sorry. So they're not. They're going to go to the deep instead.
Reverse guidance from Hoagie.
camera pans around that we are just looking at a drowner whose lips aren't moving, and it's just just scary. But hats off to you, Hoagie. Oh, sorry, hats off. That was yes, we can. That was masterfully handled. So hey, who knew diplomacy? Sometimes it does work.
Gurgle, gurgle, blah, flap.
Please.
You are a master of languages. Now let's have a look at the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. See if we can get a seaworthy again. They're off.
I mean, the ship itself is floating in this area. Just untie it and you can do whatever you want with it. It needs some cleaning and a little bit of TLC to it, but it's a fully functioning ship. It's larger than your previous ship. And as you step onto it, Marlais, you feel a connection to the ship.
Oh. Hello.
Tell me, what would you be thinking of right now?
I'm thinking about my mother, who in the great narrative of this doesn't get much mention, but the galliot, it's not a galliot ship, it's a Marlais ship that I have the same, for whatever reason, I have the same name as the maternal side of my family and the ships.
As you begin thinking of your mother, and as the ropes get untied, the ship begins to lurch forward and start to sail.
Oh, well, looks like, okay. Right,
Wait, we need to pick up the orphans.
Quick question, is the ship alive?
Of course, all ships are alive. It's full of the heart of Remvia.
Hello?
This
creak,
one is...
creak, flap, flap.
But this one is sentient. You're aware. Just, what do you thinking is? Do you think she'll be acceptable?
Flat on the deck, just sometimes okay.
This feels good. Come on, girl.
We're going to attempt to bring her
You
out.
say, "Come on, girl," and the ropes begin to move, and the sails begin to pull themselves up, retract themselves inwards, and the ship seems to drift a little bit quicker.
Hey, that's my job. Wait, it's going backwards.
Yes. Have you never drifted
Yeah, it
a
is
ship?
literally reversing out of here. Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
But the sails went up, Captain,
Yes.
and it's moving.
Yes.
The sails come down to move.
And yet... Ian, I'm as confused as you are, but, never look a magical ship in the main... The metaphor escapes me, Hoagie. Yeah. No, Hoagie, you can behold her. You don't have to... Where did you go? Invisibility.
There is one thing strange that you do notice. Where the helm is, behind it, there is a large podium with a sort of like an orb on it. There's an orb that's in this podium. It almost looks like, when they've got those winces where they sort of walk around on to pull the anchor up.
The windlass kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, but it doesn't have any of those things to pull the anchor up. It's just got this orb.
Oh. Hey, I think actually I'll turn to Nim. Nim, magic. What are we thinking?
Let me have a look. I would like to inspect it. I don't have, detect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just want to get a vibe.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Sure.
I'll give help.
That was a nat 20 for a 25.
Nice.
I'm rolling well today.
This podium looks like it's a conduit for magic. What type of magic? Might need to experiment.
Well, it seems we have a conduit in the ship. Can I tell for what purpose this might be here? It's
Looking at it, at the podium itself, it's got lots of carvings on it. Lots of carvings of a ship and wind blowing towards it, and the wind going around it on some bits, and then on other bits it's got the sea flowing underneath it in one direction, but then flowing in another direction as well. With how both yourself and Izzy have communicated with your respective guardians in the past, you believe that this podium allows you to manipulate the wind and water around the ship to protect it from wind and to increase its speed.
Well, Hogarth, I don't think yours is the only job that's been rendered obsolete. This lovely
It does require
podium
somebody to operate it.
requires somebody to operate it, which will either be me or Iz, but it helps you manipulate the wind and the waves to help us steer the ship.
Majestic.
Beautiful.
But what will I do?
You are morale, Hoagie. You always have been. And also, we're going to have a small army of orphans to deal with, so...
That's true, they're gonna need a commander.
They are. Do you want to be the kid commander? It's a big job.
Do I get a badge?
Yes, of course you get a badge.
That
Then I'm
waterfall
in.
is fast approaching, by the way.
Hmm?
That waterfall is fast approaching, by the way. The ship's reversing into it.
Yeah. I guess we assume that's taking us to the open sea. I guess, prepare yourself for waterfall. But yes, we can talk about badge. You can all, look, brace yourself. We can all talk about badges in a bit.
If we're in the water, I'm going to go to the podium that Nim picked out for the water one and see whether I can just, I'm going to persuade her, we want to stay in the water as we go down, so it's a nice, safe, controlled motion to the ocean.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Okay, not bad. How much is the D bonus? 6?
D6?
Yes, for the
Oh, good.
inspiration.
For the inspiration, yeah, D6.
Fantastic. Okay, that is. I'd say 12. I rolled super good.
I mean, it doesn't takes a little bit of getting used to do it. You put your hands on it and you feel that you need to put magical energy into it in order to do it. In other words, if you want to activate anything to do with this thing, you need to spend a spell slot on it, basically. It's the general gist of it. And the higher the spell slot, the more effect you have. But that doesn't quite register with you to start off with. So you just try to put like a cantrip's worth of energy into it. And it causes the waterfall to separate slightly, but you all still do get drenched. It just means that the pressure from the waterfall falling isn't going to tear this ship apart going through it.
Oh.
I will be gusting above to try and blow some of the water away.
Yeah, you help out with that. Yeah, cool. And as the ship extends outwards, you watch as the sky begins to part and the storm dissipates. Conveniently, at the same time as the ship becomes into the sea.
Okay,
All of the mold and barnacles and all of that sort of stuff that was on the ship washes away from the waterfall. And it is a pristine and very finely crafted wooden ship. If you were to inspect the type of wood that it's made out of, it's not anything you can find on Idorune.
Beautiful.
It's made from a very special wood that you can find on a continent called Thalu.
Nice. Well, the Vari are probably going to be very jealous of this when they see it.
We tell the Lighthouse family that... Go away. Thumbs up, go away. Should we tell the Lighthouse family that we've left?
Oh, we're not... We will probably need to re-dock.
Because we thought we were going to be forever. Thumbs up. I'm trying to make a pun here. Jeez.
Would you like to try again?
'Cause we thought we were going to be forever, them and us.
Well, I don't think if it's just
Can DMs provide de-inspiration to their players?
de-inspiration. I think you could. Anti-inspiration.
So Hera was going down to the beach to go and say hello to the children. I assume we're going to go and pick up the children and take them to Grimport. So we'll run into her there.
And
If she wants to come with us on some swashbuckling adventures, then, that's down to her.
She can leave her husband.
I mean, I would also quite like her to leave her husband. I mean, the kids also, I know we don't need to talk about this, good vibes from the kid as well. It seems
Yes,
like
and
it
if
would
anything, we need more children.
Exactly.
She doesn't have to leave them forever. She can leave them for a bit, and then if he bucks up, then she can go back. And if he doesn't, then she's gone.
Do any of us know how to deliver a child, though?
I can give it a crack.
I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, where best to deliver a child than in the middle of the deep dark sea on a magical ship,
Saw a seahorse give birth once.
How was that?
Just kind of happened. It was
Just-
magical. Very magical.
The ship stops in the bay area of this island. Just stops on its own. It seems to have known where you wanted to go and has stopped.
I sort of put my hand down on the deck and I'm saying it out loud. None of the crew should mock me for this, hopefully. Hello, my name's Marlais. I'm captain. Thank you for taking us. I don't know if you can talk, but do you have a name? The last ship we had was called Marlais, and that got a little bit confusing, so hello from all of us.
Cool. What's your surname?
Galliot.
It calls itself the Galliot.
Wow. It's calling itself the Galliot. Seems to be naming itself after my father's side of the family, then. This could possibly be my grandfather's ship, then. Does make sense. Again, not sure the figurehead was my grandmother or my mother. Just
The figurehead looks exactly like the figurehead on the Marlais, except for it has a lot more features on it that resemble the sea siren.
makes sense. So, it just does appear that it is indeed your wife. We are truly blessed. If this is my grandfather's ship, then it's legendary.
It looks like looks like Marlais, but Marlais as not you, Marlais, but your grandmother. Yeah. Looks like her as the sea siren.
Which has been the sort of vague family lore that he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
And that sort of fits with what Izzy knows, which is the Guardians, or at least Renvia, not really met any of the other ones.
Well,
When they take a new host, they take on the appearance of that host, although they have the features of who they are. So for Renvia, it is the seaweed-like hair and the sort of more mermaid-esque body and all of that sort of stuff that you had before, but still looking like what Maria was before.
Captain, is Renvia your grandmother?
well, it's always been sort of a legend that I had. Yes, I guess she is. That I mean,
You're gonna have to start calling Izzy grandparent.
Hello, step grandparent. Do you have a title you want me to give you? I mean,
Family? That's what we are to each other anyway, all of us.
Marley opens his arms.
Scoop!
Yeah, as like a big four person hug pile happens. All right, getting up, and I look as Pebble is just. Yes, it's exciting that we're all family anyway. Just just
You can see on the beach that Hera has gathered all 40 of the orphan children, and they're all sitting down while she's sitting on one of the barrels that you've pulled off of the ship, and seems to be talking to them. The dog, Romulus, is sat next to her, and her child seems to be mingled in with the other children. It looks like she's possibly telling them a story of some sort. She spots all of you and she gives a bit of a wave. And it's at that point, as we're getting towards the end of the session, that you feel, Nim, a gust of wind blow you hard enough that it causes you to turn round, and you can see stood there a taller than a Hogarth figure, a man wearing what are they called? What are the Greek things called?
Togas?
Toga, yes, wearing a toga with 2 golden clasps, 6 angelic wings sprouting from his back, a long staff, and a book in his hand. He takes a few steps forward, looks over all of you. Which one of you is Izzy? And he sort of extends his staff out and dops you on the head. And you just watch as like this furry sort of like halo appears around your head and then disappears out. Sorry, I just needed to confirm you were who you are.
Not changed.
Renvira is in trouble. She has asked me to get all of you. I'm glad you found a decent ship. Princess nods towards you, Nim.
Atheon, nice
Your
to see you.
Your parents will be pleased to know that you are safe.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Thank you once again for your understanding and your discretion.
That is okay. You have gone on the path that you have wished to go on, and it is so coincides with another one of the Guardians chosen. Renvira is in trouble. I need you to sail out, and he gives a location on the map, which is very much in the deep sea. Something is stirring, and she needs assistance. You must leave straight away.
Right.
I will be coming with you.
Oh.
Captain, Hogarth, by the way, has forgotten to change back to Hogarth. He's
Yeah,
still
that's-
looking like a droner.
Yeah.
Atheon seems to be completely unfazed by this.
Yeah. You can see. It's fine. Captain, I don't know if we should bring 40 orphans to the deep sea.
No, it's probably not the best idea.
Or a dog.
You watch as he turns and does this, and you watch as Hera sort of shakes her head, looks towards all of you lot, does that back. The Lighthouse family will look after the children.
We've got them the food, and I suppose
I'll make sure they're provided for. Don't worry.
We probably need supplies for ourselves, but
Taps his staff. You have it.
thank you, sir.
Shh.
I
I just get
mean,
to find a bale of fish.
He's just holding like a big fish. Like, impressive. Yes.
No one ever asked me if I could make food.
Nim, you wanted to say something?
you mind if I go and get some of my navigational charts? They may prove useful.
Taps his staff. They just appear in front of you.
Thanks for taking the hint.
One of the children has my loot.
Taps his staff again, and the loot appears being held by Valak.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, what happened to Pat? Pat was in charge of the loot.
Pat gave it to me to have a look at. Why am I? It appears this child must come with us.
Are you part of Destiny then? Like, congratulations, Valak. Welcome aboard the Galliot. You are. Well, we need a job for you. What can you do? Can you cook?
I can cook if you want me to.
Congratulations. You're now the chef. Okay, if anyone else has got any land-based business, I myself am itching to get at it again. Also, get away from so many small hands. No. Apologies, Valak. You seem solid, but yeah, this land stuff just gets twitchy. What's up, Iz?
Yes, wife, Izzy, wife. We're going. We're going.
That's where
To the sea!
Izzy, could you please place your hand on the podium? You place your hand on the podium. Can you make an Arcana check for me, please?
I don't have Bardic anymore. 11?
What level spell slot would you like to put in now that you know that's what you have to do?
I've got two. My highest level is 3rd. I've got 2 of them. It gets me to my wife faster.
You put a 3rd level. You express 3 levels of your magical energy into this, and you watch as that goes in. It pulls in the orb like a blue whirlpool swirling around, and that descends downwards. And you watch as the carvings within the wood begin to glow up this purple color. It then extends down into the deck of the ship, and you watch as purple lines extend all around the ship and down the hull to the sea. And then that same blue light that Renvia gives off whenever she speaks to you or casts magic within the water sort of begins pooling around the ship. And you can all watch, if you were to look over the edge, as the tide and the current is against you, but where that blue light is, it begins to push the ship, and the ship just begins to sail forwards without any sails down. You watch, Hogarth, as a rope extends down and pokes you in the shoulder.
Hey!
And sort of
Poke it back.
it goes to it wraps itself around your arm for you to pull it.
Ah, being attacked! Being attacked by magical rope! Ah!
I think it wants you to pull it, Hogarth.
Oh, okay.
And as you pull it, all of the sails come down and the ship, and it goes very, very fast and extends outwards, out into the sea, should I say. Yeah, and I think, unless there's anything else anybody wants to do, that would be a good place for us to leave it.
And they were never seen again.
They were never seen again. There is one final thing that I'd like to do.
Oh.
Just one final thing.
You do love an epilogue.
Yeah.
Do love an epilogue. And we do love an epilogue. 2 post-credit scenes we're going to do.
Ooh, that's a treat.
Ooh,
Oh,
really spoiling us
Yeah.
today.
I am. The first is way, way, way out to sea. If you were to look at the map that Atheon has provided in the captain's quarters for you to look at and has sort of marked where it is you need to sail to, it's probably a month, 2 month sail at standard speed. So you're going to get there a lot quicker at the speed that you're currently going at. We go to that point where X marks the spot, and it is just deep. It's just sea. There's nothing around. There's no islands, no ships, nothing. We go into the water, and we see floating there in her guardian form, Renvia, with a horrified look on her face as she looks into the deep, and a large eye opens up looking at her with 2 large tentacles beginning to extend round to grab her. And that's the first scene. The second scene is one night while you're traveling, you're all sleeping. Izzy, you're dreaming of the time when you and Maria were at the ceremony, the Guardian ceremony, where she took on the mantle of Renvia. And you were in one of the churches of balance when this procedure happened, and you were taken out to sea to a dock, to a beach area, and you were both asked to step into the water. And as you stepped into the water, everything around you turned into complete and utter darkness. Maria was laid down in the water, and you were to stand over her as sort of like a guardian, a anchor point to stop her from drifting away. And you saw all of this. You were like first-hand witness to the entire ceremony. And as she laid in the water, everything around you went completely black, and this strange bridge began to extend out from where you are off into the distance, miles and miles and miles away. And you watch as this blue spirit just began circling around and down, and the spirit itself entered into Maria's body. And you watched as Maria began to take on the form of Renvia. And when she woke up and you said Maria, she went, "No, my name's Renvia." And that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you have liked what you have seen, we stream on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays from 6 p.m. UK time, D&D. We also stream on Wednesdays from 6 p.m. UK time, live Talk Together / Lore Together, or non-D&D content. You can find us all over social media by searching Roll Together RPG. Thank you to our sponsors and supporters, and to the D20 Club on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. You can join them from as little as 1 of your local currency per month, or 1 goat, which Tom will use to help keep the children on this island alive, by following all of the links in chat or in the description below. If you're watching us on YouTube, please do consider leaving us a like, thumbs upping things, that is the like, subscribing to the channel and commenting. At the point of recording this, we're 4 people away from 500, so please do consider doing that. It helps us know what you like, so we know what to make more of. Massive thank you to my players for putting up with the bullshit that I always put them through, and we shall see you in our next session, wherever that may be. Always stay classy at the table. Goodbye!